Virgo, what is up, y'all? How are you guys doing? It is time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see what's happening with you guys in the third week of November 2025. November week 3. So, it's a weekly check-in. So, it's just a short, quick, general, energetic overview. If any of you are in need of a personal reading, if you want, you can just go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. But I do have a link for that right down here in the description of this video. All right, let me get some good vibes in the air. Go make my studio smell like a goddamn Christmas tree. Love that shit, man. All right, excuse me. Okay, let's see how the energy's looking. What deck do I want to use, man? I'm channeling some serious Virgo energy. All right, let's see how the energy's looking between Virgo and the person they're dealing with. November 2025. How y'all feeling about this retrograde so far, man? Let me know in the comments. I have a very heavy Virgo influence. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. It fucks with me bad. Like bad. Every Mercury retrograde, it's different degrees depending on what sign it's in and everything else like that, but I feel really hyper and antsy and really tired and groggy at the same time. Like at the same time. At the same time, I want to lay down and take a nap and go run a mile at the same time. It is such a pain in the ass. It's like sludging through the mud, dude. Anyway, let's see how the energy's looking. Ooh, I think somebody's gonna try to throw a pity party at you. Yup. And if I remember correctly, over the past few months, now I suck at remembering these readings, but I could have swore a couple of times, like within the last 3 or 4 months, I'm pretty sure I remember the person you're dealing with wants to throw a pity party at you, but is too afraid because they don't think you give a fuck. Well, it kind of looks like something is starting to change in this person's energy. I don't know if maybe they just feel like it's been long enough and now you've let your guard down, or maybe for some reason they see something that they think is a green light. Maybe you posted something that they think is directed towards them. Maybe you posted something about missing someone, like an old friend you haven't seen in a while, and they think that must be about me. Because it kind of looks like, for some reason, look at this. We got Death reversed, 8 of Cups reversed, Pity Party card. I don't know, though. We do have Page of Swords reversed. So they're probably doing things to try to get your attention. But I'm thinking that eventually, a lot of energy right now is cultivating. That if it continues cultivating like this person's probably going to come try to throw a pity party at you. Boo-hoo. Poor, pitiful me. And if you want to look at the textbook version of the 5 of Pentacles, one of the phrases that a lot of readers use is left out in the cold, right? Well, that's because in the 5 of Pentacles, these 2 morons here are standing out in the cold. But here's the thing, they're right next to a church. See this window here? That's a church. In that church has everything that they need. Shelter, clothing, food, but they don't want that. They want to stand out here in the cold and play the victim. Boo-hoo, poor pitiful me. You know, when they could easily, they're turning down an opportunity to have everything that they need. They just want to play the victim. So it's kind of like somebody that creates a situation, creates a problem, and then plays the victim, you know? Or just is a professional at looking for a problem that they can play the victim with, you know? So, yeah, some of y'all dealing with an Aries, also has Scorpio, Pisces. That could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right. Well, let me see how they actually feel about you at the deepest level. What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. I didn't think y'all was going to get notified. Could y'all do me a huge favor and hit that like button? I appreciate you. And to all my moderators, I appreciate y'all. I've been seeing you in here all night. I don't know if you're in here right now, but I do appreciate y'all's efforts. That does not go unnoticed. I don't have a lot of time to sit and talk about things that are going on in the chat because I got to concentrate on this, but is this deck going to talk to me? Yeah, okay. All right, let's see how this person feels about you at the deepest level. They feel unfinished business with you. They're intimidated by you. But I don't think they're just intimidated by you. I think that the person you're dealing with is a person with low self-confidence and little to no self-esteem in general, you know. Plus, every time Queen of Wands comes out in the way they see you. Every time. So, especially if you have somebody with low self-confidence, little to no self-esteem, a Queen of Wands is definitely going to intimidate the shit out of an Emperor reversed. Oh, 100%. 120%. We got the Queen of Cups here, so this is more a case of them hoping you have feelings for them than them having feelings for you. Does that make any sense at all? I want you to have feelings for me because it would make me feel better about myself. Right? So, is that having feelings for you, though? I'm not seeing them having feelings for you, but I am seeing, other than fucking being intimidated, but I am seeing them hoping you have feelings for them. That's what I'm seeing here. So, I just think this person wants their ego blown up. It would probably make their fucking day if they found out you had feelings for them. Let's get the advice before I keep going. Hang on. I'm about to start giving advice, but I want to hold off until I see what wants to come through. Too many. Oh, man. Ignore any indirect attempts to try to get your attention. So unless they want to come straight forward like a grown adult, I don't think having a conversation with this person would be very wise. Yeah. And I tell you why. Because that will teach them how to manipulate you. That's one of the biggest reasons why responding or reacting to any sort of indirect attempts, you know, to start a conversation or get a certain reaction out of you or get your attention, it's not wise to do that. Because the minute you feed into that, that's going to set the precedent for the way you all communicate from this point moving forward. Period. That's going to teach them that it's easy to push your buttons instead of just being direct. I can push my buttons with you, or I can push your buttons and control you like that, rather than just be transparent, upfront, and direct. Now, for those of you who do end up having this person show straight up in your inbox, there it is again. I know this deck is so hard to see, but does that look familiar? All right. Just know that it's okay to... Now, here's the hard part. How do you just not show any emotion at all? Well, it's not hard, but it's hard to explain. Don't be angry. Don't be rude. Don't be happy. Just be very neutral and cold. And when they try to throw a pity party at you, be as neutral and polite as possible. For example, somebody hits you up and then they start boo-hooing about how they don't know how they're going to get to work. Oh, I'm about to lose my job and I ain't got no gas money. Obviously, they're fishing for you to offer them some money, right? And you know this. Well, that sucks, man. Sorry to hear about that. That's no good. My condolences. That must suck. Really, really cold and neutral. No response, no reaction. Polite. I'm being polite. I'm going to tell you that sucks because I know it. It has to suck. But you can't just come straight to me and be like, yo, anyway, I could borrow like maybe $50 till Friday. You can't just come straight to me and ask me that. You know? When somebody starts poking at your buttons, or, oh man, a lot of people too, they'll make a big long thing out of it. It'll be this: I ain't got no gas to get to work. Plus my mom's been sick. She's been going to the doctor. We don't know if her cancer's coming back. And then my dog got hit by a car. And then my boo-hoo this and boo-hoo that. And I'm about to get kicked out of my house. And boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Poor, poor, pitiful, pitiful, me, 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 me. You know, they make a big old long string of this boo-hoo, pitiful me shit. Do you think that you can set through that and stay cool and not react to it, not respond to it, and keep your cool? You think you can do that? If not, I would recommend not talking to this person. Because if you're anything like me, like, I got to be in the right vibrational state for that. Because that shit pisses me off. Shit pisses me off, dude. But if you don't think you can handle that, you know, and play it cool, you might not want to talk to this person. Just know that. I'm not going to tell you how to handle it or what to do. Just know that conversing with this individual is more than likely going to end up resulting in them attempting to play some sort of mind and or emotion games with you. It would not be a wise idea to respond or react to any indirect attempts to get your attention. Okay? All right, let's see how it's looking between the singles and your love interest. I need to do a deck swap, man. I'm getting tired of these decks. Getting tired of them. Singles and the person that you're interested in. How's it looking? How's it looking? How's it looking? Fool reverse. Uh-oh, death card. Not a death card. Has somebody just been sitting around with their thumb up their ass for too long? I don't know. It's not really telling me why. I know that what comes through these readings more often than anything is that it's being strung on for too long. That's a very common message to come through, and that's the message that comes through for the majority of the personal readings too, but not all of them. I'm thinking that for some reason you're having a change of heart on this, aren't you? I don't really see what it is or why, but I'm kind of feeling like you're slowly starting to shift your perspective on this person in this situation. You may not even know why. Maybe not. Maybe one day you just wake up and, I'd rather be single. I don't know. I really don't know. But with the death card being the overall energy, it just looks like this connection is going bye-bye. And I'm not seeing any reason as to why here. Not really. Other than the obvious, like I said, maybe for some of you, they've just been sitting around with their thumb up their ass, not making a decision. Or maybe they're just really busy. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that's like really busy all the time. Always at work, always getting called in, always working overtime, that type of shit. I don't know, but I'm feeling like you're having a change of heart on this. Let's see how they feel about you. How do they feel about you, and what are their true feelings, energies, and intentions? Damn, 9 of Cups for them too. Maybe they're happier single as well. 10 of Cups reversed. Maybe they would just rather be single. I don't know. They got feelings for you. Okay, this is what it is, isn't it? This is what it is. So they got feelings for you, but they have trust issues. So they would rather just play it safe and be single and basically shoot themselves in the foot emotionally rather than settle down. They're just too afraid of like a worst case scenario. They're afraid of falling madly in love and then getting stabbed in the back. That's what they're afraid of. But they have feelings for you at the same time. So that can create one hell of this big tug of war, I don't really see, at least in this spread here, I'm not seeing anything bad to say about them. Other than that, it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing, I mean, I don't really see anything bad about their energy, though. I don't think they're trying to play games with you. And I'm going to tell you if they are. And, hey, they may later on down the line, but right now I'm not really seeing that. And maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe you're just tired of that tug of war energy. No, for those of you wondering, because this is another one of my most frequently asked questions. No, you're not imagining this. No, you're not crazy. No, you're not making this up in your head. Yes, this person has feelings for you, but for some fucking weird, unknown reason, and I think it's fear, they would rather be single. My thing is, then what are you even doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't care if I got feelings for you or not. If I want to be single, I ain't coming nowhere near you. If I want to be single, that makes sense? We're going to be dealing with this all fucking retrograde season, aren't we? Well, I don't know if this needs advice, but let's see what wants to come through. What advice wants to come through for Virgo? Tower card reversed. Ooh, okay. So you don't want this to turn into a tower moment. And what causes tower moments? Energy that builds. So as you feel the tension and frustration building, just know that that's not going to sustain itself forever. It's like putting a balloon on the helium tank and cracking the valve. As it keeps building and building, that's not going to sustain itself forever. That's why it's very important to feel the energy out in these situations. Because, you know, you might be able to get this energy to last a good long while. You know, maybe you're not saying nothing, they're not saying nothing. There's this silent, unspoken tension that nobody's pointing out, the big purple elephant in the room. But eventually, that energy has to manifest, and it will. I wouldn't let it get to this point. Because, I mean, I think that a lot of you have already created a little bit of a karmic tie here, as it is. This right here is going to create a whole mess of karmic energy that you're going to have to process through and work through. That'll completely fuck up the trajectory of your entire 2026 pathway. And it's not the end of the world. I'm not saying you're doomed, but do we want to take the chance on having to clean up all this fucking rubble? Starting the year off cleaning up a big mess when we don't have to? I guess that's up to you. But if you're starting to get that feeling that, you know, maybe I should just go. Most of the time, when you have to start asking yourself, should I stay or should I go? 95% of the time, it's time to go. Not 100% of the time. There's little exceptions to that. But the overwhelming majority of the time, when you are seriously contemplating, should I stay or should I go? 90% of the time, it's time to go. So, if you're feeling the connection dying and you're really starting to feel like maybe you just want to be single, there's nothing wrong with that. You wouldn't be feeling those feelings if the universe really, really was trying to pull you and this person together, okay? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Virgo family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description, all right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity.